Welcome to the Electrify America station in Lakewood, Colorado, and welcome to the Volkswagen ID.4 First Edition. This is the 82 kilowatt hour battery pack version, 77 kilowatt hour usable. The battery is nice and toasty. We ripped it over here. It's kind of cold outside, 34, 36 degrees Fahrenheit or so. It's currently at 1% state of charge, running the heater at full blast, dropping down to 0. As soon as it's hit 0, we're going to charge it all the way up to 100%, and then we're going to review the charging logs together. If you haven't seen them yet before, I've done an in-depth walkthrough on this car and driving evaluation. Not sure if they're going up before or after this video, but like I mentioned, we are charging it down to 0, or running it down to 0 rather. So right now we are at 1% state of charge. The car starts to show percentage as soon as it hits 10%, 0 miles estimated. Heater's running full blast. Alyssa's customized the ambient lighting to be pink and blue. Looks quite nice actually. So here we are at a 350 kilowatt Electrify America ABB charger. I don't expect to have to use the 350. Obviously, Volkswagen states this car at a maximum of 125 kilowatts. I've just moved this connector over here just for a half a second, and I made sure that the CCS connection's not down. That was because I was trying to plug in the car over here, and as you can see, it's quite snowy, and I was actually getting a little bit stuck in the rear-wheel drive ID.4 trying to get the car over to the charger, but made it here, totally in range of the CCS port, as you can see right here in the back passenger side of the vehicle. So as soon as the car tips down to 0%, I'm going to plug it in. We're going to review the footage together, and we're going to talk about how this car charges. You can see the car has hit turtle mode. A little message came up that said vehicle performance is limited. We're just going to take it for one little last drive up and down here just to confirm that everything is fully drained, because it was taking a little while just sitting there burning the heater. Battery drained. There we go, 0%. That's all it took. Backing up to the chargers now. Charge vehicle, otherwise the battery might be damaged. Don't worry, we will. By the way, this car's totally fresh, 821 miles. We are going to run with climate control off. We will use the heated seats though, because they are about 50 to 60 watts. And now let's just get it plugged in. Nowhere in the ID.4 does it tell you how fast it charges. It just says the time left. And I have it set to 100%. It says 45 minutes left to 100%, but no kilowatt rating. Come on, guys, this is important. So as we do for every EV, it's time to dig into the charging curve. Let's get the ID.4, of course, plugged in at 0%. Again, we're using a 350 kilowatt Electrify America ABB charger. Not that this car can charge at 350 kilowatts. It would have been the same at a 150 unit. I just happened to be at a station that had it, so I figured, hey, we'll just use the charger that can dump the amps if on the off chance the car can take the power. Now, important to note that ID.4 will always keep battery pack temperature at 77 degrees Fahrenheit, regardless of drive mode and regardless of navigating to a charger. It doesn't need to precondition for DC fast charging because it's just always going to be warm. At least this is what it says in the press release. I'm going to have to spend some time with one in the future to really test to make sure that's accurate, but at least here for this test, we're plugging in dead with a perfect temperature battery pack, and we're ready to rock and roll. So let's load up the charging session and analyze this together. You can see we're initiating charging. No plug-in charge right now on ID.4, but we shoot right up to 120 kilowatts on a dead pack. That's amazing. Most EVs can't really take that much power down low. This can. Now, ID.4 is rated at a maximum 125 kilowatt charging. However, you can see here 127, 126 kilowatts, and that's because this is charging power delivered. There's always going to be a 1 or 2 kilowatt loss throughout. But look at this thing, just shredding 125 plus kilowatt all the way for 10 minutes straight. In 10 minutes, we've added 21 kilowatt hours. That's awesome. That's really good. Paired with this car's highway efficiency, which is actually pretty great. This charging curve's looking awesome. We start to ramp down here at 35%. Now we're at 120, so at 36%, we dip just below 120. So this is very similar to my Model 3's charging curve, where it rips max to, let's say, 35% and then tapers off. Now my Model 3 hits 100 kilowatts at 50%. So this is tapering a little bit earlier, but nears makes no difference. We're talking, 94, 95 kilowatts at 50% from 0 to half in 20 minutes. minutes is incredible. Really good charging curve right there. So, you know, on a road trip, you just want to be plugging in completely out, charging it to 50%, maybe 45, 50%, and then going to the next charger. That's how I would be road tripping this car. But the nice thing is you're noticing we're still doing 74 kilowatts at 64%. You know, this curve is tapering off really smoothly. This is how you do charging curves. This is properly done. Now, it's not like an e-tron that can rip 150 kilowatts to 80%. This doesn't have that large of a buffer like e-tron does. So with more usable capacity means more tapering as your charge increases. So far, hugely impressive. We're talking 75%, 64 kilowatts. That's awesome. 37 minutes to 77%. Now, Volkswagen claims 38 minutes to 80% from 5%. So we just hit 80% from dead in 40 minutes. That is so accurate, really good, and easily repeatable too, just because that battery pack's always in a good state. And again, this car comes with free unlimited charging at Electrify America, not just for 30 minutes. This is unlimited charging sessions. You have no idea how much Volkswagen had to pay EA to do the unlimited time. They just wanted to make it easy for their customers. And honestly, it's awesome. We're here at 90% doing 38 kilowatts, folks. This is fantastic. Charging curve, gotta say, it's done properly. Now, I'm sure Ioniq 5 is gonna be even spicier than this, but we're talking a car that's, you know, 77 kilowatt hours usable, things 40 grand for the big battery before incentives. With a charging curve this good means that you can actually road trip the car. With the current software on Mustang Mach-E, it's so bad that the ID.4 is probably a faster road tripper. And I'll be testing that out here soon, so stay tuned. We are at 97% state of charge in just about an hour. So it's basically dead to full in 1 hour. Nears makes no difference, which is fantastic. Again, $0 because this car is free 3 years of charging. Now, if you wanted to see the cost of this session, I pay 31 cents a kilowatt hour as a member of Electrify America. And there we go. We have completed the charging session, a hugely impressive result. The ID.4 just shreds a charging curve. If you're going to be road tripping it, pull in as low as you are comfortable and rip it up to 50% and head to the next one. Charger hopping this car is going to be really fast, and you're able to not necessarily pull crazy impressive peak speeds like you can on Mustang Mach-E or Model 3 with 250 kilowatts, but what you are able to do is sustain a fairly reasonable 125 kilowatts for a significant portion of the charging curve. Again, up to 35%, you're pretty much pulling max speed. So you guys have seen my positive coverage of the car by now, I'm sure. I'm sure you are saying, oh, why do you like this car so much? Well, this thing just does everything well. And part of that is charging so well and having an amazing charging plan with Electrify America. Just everything on this car is adding up to be something real special, easy, and really for the masses, I think. So hopefully this helps you if you're going to be road tripping an ID.4 to figure out when you want to charge, when you don't. Keep an eye out on InsideEVs.com because we'll probably have an article up going through all of this stuff, comparing this charging curve to others, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.